Hey everybody, time for another DIY video. So, I'm sure many of you have probably been to metal concerts and events like that where people are wearing a lot of really cool metal, rock star-ish, goth, death rock type outfits. And of course you're probably always going, oh my god, I wish I could afford a dress like that. Well, you can. Here's the thing. You can go to places like Target or Walmart, or to Penny's if you prefer, Kmart, places like this, and you can buy your outfit, and then you can modify it in order to make it look punk rock or metal or goth or however you want. And this is one thing that I kind of specialize in, simply because I'm really not afraid of inhaling some paint fumes. No problem with losing brain cells. So, what I'm going to work on today and what I'm going to show you is how to make those really awesome, like really tight those pants that are kind of tight, have all kinds of really interesting details either painted onto them, stitched onto them, or woven onto them. For this video, mainly I'm focusing on paint and techniques to create texture and to create that extra element of flair and that dimension of rock and roll. So, first I'm going to show you the pants I've got laying here. These are your basic pair of stretch jeggings, meaning they are leggings, but they have the look of denim, kind of like jeans. So, and as you can see, these are a basic charcoal, sort of stone-washed kind of look, sort of a graphite color. And they have an elastic waistband and no pockets in the sides, but they do have pockets in the back, thankfully. So, I'm going to be working with these. And I've also got another pair, which I'm not totally sure where they went. That's not good. Oh, right behind me, how silly. A basic pair of dark, like a stone gray, with a thicker waistband. No pockets, once again. Back pockets only. And of course they are tapered leg. They're supposed to be like skinny jeans. So, very nice and stretchy. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, don't you need to stretch out your jeggings or your leggings before you paint them? Otherwise the paint will crumble and crack when you put them on. Not necessarily. The paint will crumble and crack off of clothing if you put it on and you've put the paint on too thick and heavy. So I'm going to be showing you all the pointers and tips you need to know in order to get this done without it being a big pain in the ass and without it smelling bad and without it being messy. Well, actually, no, I take back the part about not smelling bad because it is spray paint. You can use spray paint or you can use some of this stuff here that I got. I'm trying to unplug my camera, sorry guys. Alright, I got these. Basically, it's spray fabric dye. I've got silver and I've got black. I got these at Walmart. They are about $5 a piece. And it's actually not a bad amount of paint and dye for the price. And so they've got a nice wide place to put your thumb on or your finger on to spray. So they've got comfort caps, which is really nice. And so, but what I'm going to do first of all, I've got to change my clothes because it's really damn cold outside today. A first cold, gloomy day in November. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to prep these so that they can be painted outside. And I'm going to show you guys how to do all this stuff in just a few minutes. Okay, so I'm in the garage. It's actually too chilly and very, very windy outside. So obviously taking this stuff outside to work with it is not a good idea because the wind will blow the paint away. I'll use my paint a whole lot faster and paint will end up on places where I don't not want it to end up, for instance, on my clothing or on my face maybe. I don't know. So, and also when it's windy outside, you gotta consider the fact that things like twigs, leaves, debris, and bugs will end up getting blown onto your paint job. That's not good. You don't want that on your clothing. So, yeah. In the garage, got plenty of lighting going here. So as you can see, I'm very well set up as far as light is concerned. So, you want to lay down a piece of cardboard. This is assuming you're working in your garage. Lay down a big piece of cardboard. You want to make sure your fabrics in your clothing is good and clean. Do not use fabric softener. You want to make sure you've got your paints and your dye cans. I've got some masking tape, which will probably come in handy for blocking paint. And I've also got this piece of mesh here, which I do plan to use to create kind of almost like a snake scale sort of look going down the middle area of this leg. So, but the first thing you want to do is, if you're using the spray dye, is you want to shake it really good and you want to test it on the cardboard. I tested this here. It's, for the most part, it's clear with sparkly pigment and little glitter sparkles. So I'm actually going to use that over top of the mesh, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do in just 1 second. I got to figure out where I'm going to mount my camera to show you this to you guys. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, I'm going to get started, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. Like, hopefully I'm not in the way too much. Oh, and you do want to make sure you put your caps someplace safe where you're not going to step on them. So, getting started. And test it one more time. Okay, good enough for me. Alright, just going to do a tiny bit and lift it up. And lay it down again. And you know, if you want it to look interesting and have some variation, you can leave like little wrinkles in it. Okay. It's not turning out quite how I wanted it to, but it's better than no pants at all, I guess I would say. I kind of do want it to have that slashy look. That's why I'm making these really quick movements. And the way this can actually sprays, it makes like a nice long line. So it lends itself really well to that. So I'm really pleased with that, at least. Alright. And down at the very bottom. And this stuff will get on your fingers and hands, by the way, so wear gloves unless you want it on you. Okay. And I think I'm going to go over it again in a couple of spots just so that it's not so thin looking. And that's a nice thing about working with a stencil, is you can go over it as many times as you feel like you need to. Alright, so that's one leg done. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other leg. And then I'll get ready for the next step, what I want to do next. And I'll get back with you guys. Okay, now you can see what I've done here is I continued to use the mesh to create this pattern that you're seeing on these pants. However, of course, you saw me laying it down and then kind of doing like a slashing sort of motion. So I did both sides. Well, not both sides, not front and back, but one leg and then the other leg. And then I thought, you know what? It needs a little more depth. So I took the black can, which is already almost about to be empty, and I'm really pissed because I said before that that's a pretty good quantity of dye for $5. And so I sprayed up and down the sides, the inside, like the inseam, and then up the other side. And then kind of slashed back and forth a little bit over top of the silver that I'd put on. So, and I'm going to do the back side of the pants pretty much the same way. Just not on video because I think I'm going to be running out of black paint, which is going to suck. So, there's the first pair of pants, and I will be recording again shortly once I figure out what to do with the graphite colored ones. I'm sorry, stone gray, not graphite. So, there's the first pair of pants done. On the one side, anyway. Alright, I'll get with you guys in just a little bit. Okay, I am back. For this next one, for these stone gray pants, what I would like to do is almost more like a tie-dye effect. So I've twisted one pant leg. I've just twisted it up. I've laid it down. And so what I'm getting ready to do now is basically just hold it twisted and spray it. I'm going to start with the silver once more. You know what, actually, it sounds like there's really not a whole lot left in this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to do an experiment. I'm going to use something that is definitely not for fabric, but may work on fabric. For one thing, there's a greater quantity of such things in this house. And also, then we'll know, won't we, whether or not you can really use like spray paint on fabric. So just excuse me for a moment, I'm just going to walk over there and get some spray paint. Okay, this is definitely not for fabric. These pants are a little snug on me anyway, so if it turns out that it ruins them, it's not that big a deal. I almost never wear them. This is an enamel. It's chrome colored, Duplicolor. As you can see, it's for like plastic and wood and things like that. But who knows? Let's see what happens. And I'm also going to find out what happens once you put it in the washing machine, because that's good to know as well. Alright, let's do this. Do make sure your sleeves are up. Alright, test some cardboard. That's a pretty nice little spray. Just a little light dusting. Alright. Very light dusting. It's probably already dry, actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over and get the other side. So, alright, that's one pants leg done. After a few minutes, I'm going to check it and I'll let you guys know what the result is. Okay, so twisting didn't quite yield the results I thought it would get. That's pretty much what it looks like. Dad came home and was like, you know, ventilation. So now I've tried scrunching the pants leg to help create a little more depth. Sorry about that, I kept getting interrupted because Dad was getting stuff out of his car. Anyway, so as you can see here, I've scrunched the pant legs, just like you scrunch like a pair of stockings before you put them on. And so, what I'm going to do next is just basically do a light coat once again, and then undo them, and then I think it's going to be time to start with some black. So, that's what's going on right now as far as the pants are concerned. Because the twisting method was not yielding quite the effect I thought it would yield. It was giving more of like a... more of like a marble sort of effect, and that's really not what I was going for. So, yeah, but it is much easier now that the door's open, actually, just because it's venting out some of the stinky paint smell. And also, I'm getting a little more light, but it is rather chilly in here, so I am now drinking a beer to kind of help keep me warm. So, anyhow, and this other pair, the black pair, they are still drying, and probably will not be dry for another 20 minutes or so at least. at least dry enough to like pick up and touch and handle. So, but I'm saving these 2 cans over here for the other side of these pants, just so that they're consistent, because you don't want to use one product on one side and another product on the other. You want to have that consistency, because after all, you do have to wear it and people will be seeing you in it. So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to switch to spray paint and conserve the actual fabric paint right there. I'm sorry I keep doing that. If you want to see my buck teeth up close. If I wanted to show them to you up close, I would have already done so. So anyway, getting ready to do some more work on the gray, the dark gray, stone colored gray pants. And I'll be getting back with you guys very shortly, hopefully. Well, there's the result of that. Not quite what I was expecting. However, I mean, we're creative, we can fix these things. So what I'm going to do is I found this big wad of this cottony sort of cord. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to untangle it a little bit, and I'm going to lay it down like on the pants. And then I'm going to spray paint over top of it and see if it yields some kind of interesting pattern or some sort of like interesting looking texture. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to try to do. I really hate when things aren't going the way that I want them to go. I guess it's just in my nature to be real meticulous that way and be kind of a perfectionist. So, but I think this string might yield a really interesting look once the spray paint hits it. And I think someone's pulling into the driveway. Oh, no, they're not. Never mind. This is somebody turning on the dryer downstairs. So, I'll get back with you guys in a few minutes and I'll show you what's going on. So, I got started on the back side of the other pants, and then, as you can see, leaves promptly blew in all over what I was doing, so I shut the garage door. And right as I was finishing up putting the black on the edges, the can ran out. And I'm not happy because I wanted to do, like on the front, the black like slashes back and forth. So, but it was just like a $4.99 can, so I guess I can go to Walmart sometime, like today or tomorrow, and get some more and finish. So, however, to discuss the other pants, which now have leaves on them. So anyway, the strings were really doing no good. As you can see, all that really happened was they got mostly coated in black paint. So, what I did was, since I realized that the chrome color was really just showing through the black, I decided to start layering black onto these pants. And this is the outcome, and honestly, I'm really not that disappointed. I kind of like the dark, I like the contrast with the gray, which is now looking kind of milky because of the chrome. So, yeah, I'm actually quite happy with these, and I'm quite happy with those as well. I'll be even more happy with them once I'm finished and I've put more black like slashed and crisscrossed on there like the front. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. And actually in a minute I'm going to flip these over and do the black on the front side. No wait, this is the front side, the back side needs the black. So yeah. So outside of running out of product and getting leaves blown onto my stuff, so far so good. If you guys are doing something like this at home, I do recommend buying 2 cans per color, not just one. I think it'll save you a lot of headache. As we can see here, I wish I'd bought 2 things of black. So, so far so good. And once these are dry and everything, I'll be happy to like rinse them and dry them and then model them for you guys with like a cool outfit or something so you can see. So yeah, so until then, toodaloo. Hey everybody, so guess what? The pants are finished. I let them dry. I hung them up downstairs just so they'd be safe from cars and leaves and whatever else might find its way into the garage. And then, after 72 hours, which was yesterday afternoon, they both got rinsed really well. They got washed really well. And then, dried them and tried them on, and everything's great. Very little, in fact, actually no, practically no excess dye or paint leached out of either pair of pants. the water stayed mostly clear, except when I did drain the sink, the painted pants did have like some, it was like a little bit of sediment kind of like caked on the inside of the sink, but no big deal. A little bit of soap and water and it was gone. So yeah, but they both turned out really great. And here is the painted pair. I don't know if you can see that from there, but there they are. Right, and there's the back. The only thing I don't like about the back is how one leg has like this big like blank spot on the back and the other one is like striped. So, but that's okay, it's not a big deal. I can always paint them again. That's the nice thing about painting and dyeing your clothes, is you can always just keep painting it and keep dyeing it until you have it just how you want it. So as long as it doesn't make the fabric heavy or make it like, or as long as the paint you're using doesn't flake or peel or dry with like texture to it or anything like that. So, but there's that pair. And the other pair I'm actually wearing. Hopefully you were able to see that. I'll take the camera off of its mount in a few minutes, but yeah, I'm also wearing a new pair of boots, and this jacket I'm wearing is actually a shirt that I DIY'd myself also, but I want to make sure I can do another one and have the same results before I do a video for you guys. But I'm just going to show you guys the pants a little closer. Sorry about that. There they are. You can see the mesh, where the mesh was laying. You can see where I sprayed the silver. And you can see at the sides where it's a little darker black. These boots are by Funtasma, by the way. I ordered them on Amazon. They were less than $60, less than $70 after shipping. And they arrived pretty quickly, and they're very comfortable. However, they don't have a zipper, so if you want in and out of your boots, you have to pretty much buckle and unbuckle all those little buckles, which isn't that big a deal. They are men's boots, so they're a little wide. All I really had to do is double up on the socks, and I had to just buckle them down really good and tight, and they're actually quite comfortable. I'm breaking them in. They're really great. I really like them, so I recommend them. Funtasma boots, get some. So, but yeah, those are the pants. That's the result, and thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoy doing some kind of fun DIY project, whether it's this one or another one. Either way, have fun. Make sure to like and share, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.